And if they're in the middle of a game, I try to stay around and be available as much as possible if people have questions about fourth down rules. And the other commissions know, and then people that have been in the league know. So if they tell you something, it's probably true. Couple new things: fake punts and fake field goals. I added in one fake punt or one fake field goal, regardless of the fourth down situation, will be allowed once per game. All right. So you can fake a punt or fake a field goal once per game. That's at your own risk, regardless of the situation. Onside kicks, you can onside kick anytime you choose, no matter what the score is. It's not a smart play to do it, but if you feel bold, you can go for it. Now, if you're blowing somebody out in your onside kick, and I'm considering that running up the score, so be smart with this, okay? If you're up by 7, you're up by 14, that's cool. If you want to try to get an onside kick and, take a bigger lead, okay, I can see that. But if you're trying to run the score up on somebody onside kicking, that's bullshit, and I'm going to boot you. All right, period. No huddle. I got a question on no huddle, and, a lot of us don't really use it that much, except for in the obvious situations. If you're down 21 points or more, you're allowed to no huddle anywhere on the field. No huddle's allowed in the first half, no matter what the score is. In the second half, it's allowed if the score is tied or if you're losing. Please be sure you don't abuse the no huddle rule. Only down by 21 or more is when no huddle should be used exclusively or in the last 2 minutes of each half. So your 2-minute drill situations. All right. General rule for no huddle: it should not be used no more than 3 times in a row unless you're down 21 or in the last 2 minutes of each half. All right. And we don't have a big problem with no huddle here, but it is in the rules if you're new and you run some sort of no huddle offense. Those are your parameters. So please be smart with it. Position changes. Nothing's changed with position changes if you've been in the league. I'm not going to go through every position. They're on the league rules. But the main things is no wide receivers can be moved to any other offensive position, and no defensive backs can be moved to any other defensive position besides corner and safety. So you're not doing safety to linebacker. I think it's bullshit. It doesn't happen that in the league that often. And you're not moving receivers to running back. I don't care about Green Bay. I don't care about Kansas City with Montgomery and Tyreek Hill. Extreme situations, okay? And they're not full-time at those positions. I think Montgomery got moved back, and Tyreek is, a freak of nature. So, special situations don't mean we change the whole league rules on that. All right. Disconnects, of course, if a game disconnects, it's internet. It happens. Our standard procedure is the game should be reset to the disconnect conditions, meaning the score and the possession of the ball. Then you play the game from there. All right, so say I'm up 21-10 on somebody, second quarter, and I've got the ball. Game disconnects. We reset the score, and then I start with the ball, and we play it from there. All right. If the stream's the cause of disconnect, let a commish know, and you can play the game without the stream. If you do agree to settle the game a different way, that's acceptable also. You don't have to do it per the league way. If you guys want to settle it a different way, that's fine. If you don't have time to restart the game, you can play a quarter, you can play a half, and then someone will get the force based on the results after that situation. We've done that. If you can't settle it with your opponent, commissions will come in and will tell you what to do. All right. If you do have excessive lag, you'll be removed from the league because it's not fair for people to have to deal with that. Off-season schedule. Everyone that knows me knows I'm trying to be as organized as possible. I try to give you as much advance notice on what the off-season schedule will be, because it's very important, obviously, in CFM to know when you're going to have re-signs and free agency and the draft and everything. So I try to post that in advance as soon as we start the playoffs, or maybe even week 17, to give everyone an idea when that'll be, so you can make your plans. Drafts during the week, we hold them at 9 p.m. Eastern time. If it's a weekend draft, we had some success With a 6 p.m. Sunday draft, that actually worked out pretty well. We had really good attendance on that. So I tried to make it fair for everyone because we have West Coast people as well as Central Time people. Our draft setup, we have no time limit in the first round and making your pick, and then starting second round, we have a 1 minute limit. Everyone that's been here knows that, and we moves pretty well with that kind of setup. The game changer is Madden 18 is going to have a draft board. So if you're missing the draft, we don't know where in the off-season process it'll come in, but please make sure you set your draft board as soon as possible. And the CPE will draft based off your draft board. This is a very nice feature. So hopefully, I think this will speed up drafts even more because you don't have to be there. And, the CPE will be able to draft based off of whatever you want them to pick. When we get into free agency typically will advance. I've got 8 to 12 hours, but depending on how it flows, we can see if we can get through that a little faster. I try to be fair, especially in the early seasons, to everyone to give enough time for everyone to get bids in for free agency, because it is very important in the early years to get those players that you want to shape your team throughout the franchise. Your re-sign period will typically be between 12 to 24 hours, more on the 12-hour side, to give everyone a fair chance in re-signing your players. I do have the ability to adjust contracts, so if you are going to miss a re-sign period, let me know, and I can extend a player contract for 1 year. It'll be at a franchise rate, which I kind of determine based off of real life NFL numbers. And then you can go back later on next year and re-sign that player for whatever you want them to be. Typically, we don't do too much editing outside of what we're going to do with regression. Any edits that I do as a commish, I try to stream them. I believe in clarity and letting you know what I do, especially because I'm held to a higher standard. But those are the rules of the league, and I'm going to do a separate video about the features of the league. So this ended up being 41 minutes. I hope you're still here. Last year's was, I think, 37 minutes, so we added some new rules, so it got a little long. But please let me know your feedback. I know it was a lot, but thanks for watching. If you have questions, let me know. Please do. We still have some time before even the reverse draft starts. And let me explain the reverse draft if you don't know what I'm talking about. So we chose teams back in, was it May, I believe, and so everyone that was in the league for Madden 17 has a team, and that's 26 guys. And what we do is any open teams left, we had a draft order. And the reverse draft means we're going to go in reverse of that draft order to see if anyone wants to switch from their current team to a team that became available in the process. In the process, we had 3 people leave. One guy got busy. Another guy got booted. Well, 2 guys got booted and 1 guy got busy. So I always say, if you don't make it through Madden 17, I'm not going to hold a team for you. You can try to come back if there's openings. All right, so that's why we have 3 additional openings along with what we had open after the first draft. All right, so the openings, and let me go to that screen so I am accurate when I say this. Let me find it. Bear with me real quick. Where are we? Okay. All right, so we have the Eagles, Jets, Bills, Steelers, Cardinals, and Broncos. Those are the open teams when we start the reverse draft. All right. So once we start with the, I believe it's the Ravens that have the first pick. Once we start with him, we're going to go through each team and see if they want to keep their current team or if they want to switch to one of the open teams. All right. So once we're completed with that process, if you are new to the league, meaning the young PEL free agent that's joined, along with old Packers, and you two are the only ones right now. So after that process, you guys will be able to choose your team for Madden 18. And then once those guys have chosen, we're going to go out and we're going to recruit anyone else that wants to join the league. So we'll have 4 openings. I've asked some previous members to join. They have not responded to me. So if they haven't responded by then, of course, we'll have 4 openings that we'll be able to recruit for and bring in additional people to the league. And that's always exciting. I thank everyone that has been here with me since Madden 16. Of course, special thanks goes out to the commish team, Jeff, Cody, and Kyle, for your continued support and dedication to the league and everything you do. And thanks to everyone that has really been here from the start. And I'll shout out a couple guys at Gape. Of course, we go all the way back to, what was that? Top Notch? Yeah. We go back to Top Notch and those crazy days. And all you other guys that have been here, I really do appreciate it. We're making the push, and people are starting to recognize who we are and what we do, which is always great. But notoriety isn't the biggest thing. The biggest thing, like I always say, is I want to make sure you guys have a great experience. We're playing sim football. We have a good site that looks organized, and everything we do is on point. Those are the big things that I want. All right, once again, thanks for watching, guys. 45 minutes out of your life you'll never get back, but I do appreciate it. Thanks a lot.